Well, welcome back to Hansberry Honeybees. It's September 21st, 2025. It's about 5 o'clock. I've been in Shelbyville for 3 or 4 hours inspecting hives over there. I'm learning that yard. It's only the second year I've had the bees there. In spring of both years, I thought it was going to be pretty well cluster, you know what, because they weren't really making any honey in the spring. So last time I went over there was September, I think 2nd. I had the state fair. I kind of fed 2 baggies, and then I went back today just to see how they, how much weight they had on, and thinking it was going to be really bad. And what I found was out of the 14 hives, 12 of them had 2 medium boxes full of honey. And after talking to the homeowners, they pretty well told me that there's a place not too far away that has acres and acres and acres of sunflowers. And the only thing I could really figure out is that they got all the nectar and pollen off of sunflowers. And they did tell me they do water all their sunflowers, so that's my guess of why there's so much honey on there right now. The bad part about it is I did use Apiguard in between, we'll just say early August until 5 weeks after early August. So I'm not confident of pulling anything, so they're just going to keep it. But I probably am going to have to go back and take a couple frames out and put some, just some drawn out comb in, because if they bring any more in, they're going to be plugged out, and it's way too early to be plugged out. So I've been running all day. I know I needed to make a little video. I don't really feel like lighting a smoker for one hive to show you what I was going to do here, but I was going to see about doing a mite wash. This is the Varroa Easy Check. This is the Saracel. I'm learning I really don't like this. The inner canister only sits up off the floor maybe, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, and I'm finding it to get an accurate wash, after you shake it and stir it or do whatever you want to do, you almost have to take the canister out and go like this to make sure all the Varroa are not still in the canister. With the Varroa Easy Check, it sets up high enough that all the Varroa fall through without doing all that. So I washed a couple hives a day, and I'm like, sweet, there's nothing in there. And after I shook it, I found there was a lot more mites in there than I thought. Now, usually my wash consists of about 400 to 500 bees, but it washed about 6. So I don't know the exact percentage on that. I'm guessing 400 or 500 bees, but I do count all my washes so I can get an exact percentage of what they are. So I'm going to set these off to the side, and hopefully you can hear me, because I don't really feel like hooking a microphone up for one hive either. So this is my winter box. It's got R19 bad insulation in here. It's got a plexiglass window that I actually, when I take the lid off and take the insulation off, you can actually see inside the cluster. You can't really now, because I actually can also feed internally with a bucket. Smash some high beetles while I see them. I'll tilt this off, and hopefully I don't have to get a smoker. I don't really feel like getting a smoker. And hopefully you can see, feeding with a bucket. When the bucket's not in here, this plexiglass goes on this lip I have there. I also am going to try to shake the bees down. I don't usually use a deep and 2 mediums. I try to do 2 mediums and 2 deeps and 1 medium, or 1 deep and 2 medium. Not very many bees up here, so this might be a good, yeah, they didn't like that. Might be a good time to shake them out. There's quite a few bees here. Looks like there's quite a bit of honey in here, but I'm going to just pull a couple frames and just see what we have. For the most part, they're framing half of honey. I usually don't do this digging into. I can look down through here, but for the case of the video, I'll show you. Just need to make sure you can see. They're pretty laid back right now. Yeah, I think you can see for now. Honey. Yeah, this is a full box of honey right here. So my guess, 35 pounds. So I'll put this back together. And I hate, and I repeat, I hate doing mite washes this time of year, because if you do make a mistake and find your queen in your alcohol, well, this colony's doomed. Usually, I only do a wash if I find a queen. Oh yeah, that's a full box of honey. Let's set it over here for now. Okay, that is a full box. Not very many bees looking up at me. Make sure you can see since I raised this down. I like to use the word raise it down. I had some hillbillies at Gordon Food Service. They made fun of me for saying it. Yeah, a Kentucky person making fun of the way I talk. That's really ironic. And also, I can kind of tell, you know, if you pull this frame apart and it pops, that's probably telling you there's not much brood there, because they're not keeping it at the right temperature or humidity. Let's do this slow. Because let me tell you what, the bees in Shelbyville, they were grouchy today. I almost had to put gloves on, and I hate gloves. Food. Okay, this is loaded with pollen. Got a lot of different colored pollens here. Yellows, tans, a little bit of orange. Honey on this side here. I usually don't work this slow either, but I don't really feel like screaming like a girl in front of the camera. Okay, so this is a frame of cat brood, milk brood. Pattern, I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, sometimes this time of year the patterns just don't look, you know, like they do in spring. I don't see the queen there. I will look for her a little bit more. And if I'm not mistaken, the first day of fall is tomorrow. See, that pattern isn't the best. No queen. She's probably not going to be on a frame that's completely capped with brood. I'll say that and then I'll probably find her. Eggs. Eggs and larvae. This would be a good one if I find her, because there always should be nurse bees on this frame. See, that one kind of pops, so it's a lot warmer, so that is honey. So she's not there. Oh man, I hate getting back into that bottom box because all the grouchy grandmas are down there. Yes, I said it out loud. Not many bees on there to shake. Just in case you didn't know, the grandma bees are the ones that sting you. Not there. I think this one was honey here. Nope, I was wrong. That's a nice frame. I'm going to leave it out. And I'll just mark it. I'll mark these. And I'm going to do this. I know they say don't tube, don't, but I'm going to actually change positions. I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to probably, against my better judgment, go down to the grandma box. And that's pretty heavy. There's 30 pounds of honey here. Make sure y'all can still see. Oh yeah. So they're starting to come up. You know, you see they just, even getting this close, they started coming a little bit up out the box. This might not end well. Okay, nothing there. I never ever, well, I shouldn't say ever, very seldom do I go this far into the box, especially without smoking. Ow, that was my first one. Full of pollen here. No queen. Still a lot better mood than they were this morning. Another full frame of pollen. Half a frame of pollen. I don't advise people getting the hive with least without the smoker being lit. But don't do what I do. Frame of cat brood. No queen. Do see some open. There's more than one larva, so it's larvae for you Kentucky, Indiana hillbillies. Yep, more larvae. Well, of course for a video you can't find the queen. I'd say about 2 more frames and the rest would be not brood. Okay, there she is. So, let's see what this other frame looks like. Hopefully you can still see. Okay, so there's a lot of nurse bees on this one. I don't normally advise people putting that on their leg either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a sample off these 2 frames. So I'm going to gently try to pick her up. Put her over there so I know she's safe. And this is where my tub's is dirty. So I'm going to do this a different way. And this is why I've been counting my bees, just to kind of see the percentage of varroa infestation. So I got my alcohol here. got my half cup. What I'm gonna do though, this really ticks them off, so you know. I'm gonna just roll these bees down. Put them in the cup of alcohol. Go to the other side, take a couple more 100 off. Roll it down. Throw them in. Ow! There's another one right there. It really makes them happy. You can probably see on the camera. Put that one in. One more. And I am 100% positive that's 400 or 500 bees in there. Ow, there's another one. And another one. Shake them up so I can kill them all. I know, it's awful. And now, I'm going to do the best I can to gently put them back in there. Now, again, what I'm going to do now, well, that's really amazing, moron. This is an empty frame. I'm actually putting this in the middle. Don't do what I do. Good news, we know the queen is in the box. Put the full box of honey on. Put my sample down here. Now, I would shake these all down, but being as I got them all worked up already, probably not advisable. So there's, for the most part, 2 full boxes of honey here. Okay, so there's 2 full boxes of honey. I'm not going to shake the bees off that deep or that medium. I'm just going to set it somewhere else and let the bees rob it out. I know the queen's in the box. They're all going to fly home. And now, this hive, there's enough, probably enough weight on there for winter. These aren't in there correct. I'm just doing it to button up the hive. That's all I'm really doing. So last time I got into this, it says it was 9/6 second box full of honey. I have to put my yellow one now. I'm going to put 921 with a wet lid. I'm going to say it's winter weight. That's all the queen, and it's good. So that one is done probably for a good while. So we'll just kind of do this together. I ran out of alcohol. I probably need to get a little more alcohol to swirl the mites off. Now this hive, this is the first time, I think the first time I've washed this hive since I did a paper guard. See a lot of debris. They say you're supposed to agitate it, rotate it, shake it however you want for an inch. Usually I put my sample in there, swirled around. I just let it out. What in a freaking leg right now? Sons of bucking things. Yeah, I said buck too. So I'm gonna shake it. I don't think I took, well, there's a stinger still in me. You see it right there? Right. 2 of them actually right there. One's there. Wait. Focus. one there, and one there. So I don't care what anybody says, I just scrape them out. I got one crawling on up my pant leg again. So yeah, they're a little testy. I think this probably puts me at about 40 stings today. One actually, I was doing an oxalic acid vapor at my Shelbyville yard just because I figured why not. You know, it's probably only getting, I don't know, 10%, 15%. But if I kill 10 or 15% of 1,000, I kill 10 or 15% of 1,000. And the legal limit is 4 grams per box. Actually, it's 2. I try to do 4 grams a box, but there's no law that says you can't do 2 grams and then 2 grams. So I treated all 14-inch hives, and then I came back and hit them again. Oh, it set one hive off. Awful, awful, awful. Like, whoo. They were following my truck down the lane. Well, not the lane, the field. Okay, I'm guessing that's close to a minute. You don't have to, but I can see better with the canister out myself, especially on a hazy day. Man, there's a lot of debris in there. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two, 3, 4, 5. Hard to tell. 6. Might be 7. So now there's definitely more than 300 bees in here. So, you know, we'll just say there's, I don't know, say there's 600 bees in here. Well, that's 3 mites. Still a little too high for me, but I'll keep hitting them with oxalic acid. If I count these and there's only 400 bees, then I'll probably do something different. But you know, it's got a fill line in here, and I'm way over the fill line on 400 bees. So that's probably my guess, 400 to 500 bees. So I think that's for it. We're still bringing in some pollen. Looks like some goldenrod, which is blaze orange. I see some tan, so I'm assuming that's aster. And that's about it. I'm gonna get away from these bees because they're still, look at that little sucker. He made me bleed. It got me so good. All right, I think that's all. I hope everybody has a great week. Stay safe.